everybody. Woo woo, look, it's the sun. Hey, very cool. Didn't even know there was one. Look, it's out. Still windy, of course, unnaturally. And so I thought I would do a bit of a windy flight, or two, or three, and yeah, why not? I've got the Yak, Crack Yak XL, big boy, runs on 3 or 4 cell. Got the Crack Pits, normal, not the XL. Runs on 2 or 3 cell. And we've got the old school classic. Look at this beast. Parkzone Focke-Wulf 190. Originally 3 cell, brushless. It has gone upgraded motor, ESC, and now it's a 4 cell Maniac that we've had some fun with. Remember the last video we put the smoke on it? No? Got Gorilla Tape on there, look, so didn't quite scorch the foam, but yeah. Some of you are asking about the 3D. I'll just do this quickly. Some people don't know, and it just covers a little bit. This is what you normally get, your typical foam, you know, like EPO, whatever it is. And this foam's great, don't get me wrong. You can get the better, so they get the better shapes and stuff, but in the mould. But this stuff would, if you didn't tink that hard enough, that would tink, snap. And then yeah, bit of glue back on. God, that's what most planes are made out of, to be fair. That's your original, what everyone's used to, that type of foam. And the reason I'm explaining that is because you do get 3D planes, obviously that's a Warbird, you do get 3D planes in that, with that type of foam. But to learn with one of those, you know, if you're doing the hovering on that type of foam and you're too low or whatever, you're going to be snapping stuff. With these, if you can see, look, it squishes. You can bend it and mould it, and it takes a lot to rip it, and that's what it does. Instead of it chunk snapping off, it will just and tear. So you end up with a tear, bit of glue, bosh, back together, brand new again. You know, glue, go, crash, repeat. It's even with the mono ones, not the biplane. So when you've just got one wing in the middle, it's even more, you know, less to break. So you've got rip points with this biplane. That's why I hesitate to say this one as your first one. Your first one, you really just want any single wing one. There's a lot less to break, and so you'll be in the air a lot more. I don't want you getting frustrated with having to line up the 2 wings, or these popping out, or, you know. And the other one is, do people put their landing gear in? On my first one, no, I didn't, and it's for good reason, because it's more to get caught. You know, this can get caught when you're low, and it can cause damage and rip out, and so if that does get caught enough, it's going to cause damage there. And you know, so a lot of people leave it off and just belly land it and plop it over in the grass, plop it anywhere they can. It's so much easier. On these smaller ones, yeah, not a lot of people realise, you do, when you get it in the box, basically you just get flat pieces of foam, flat, 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 all flat, and you put it all together yourself. You know, you get all the control rods, you get the horns, you get everything to do it. You get all the carbon fibre, you get the plywood, obviously, you get everything apart from the electrics. Then you have to get your own electrics. Obviously there's a recommended electrics, and yeah, I would go with the recommended. Don't really scrimp out on the servos. They always recommend you use the lightest servos possible, so they say use nylon geared ones, and a lot of people are like, oh man, I want the Metal Gear ones. We'll go for the Metal Gear ones. You know, it's not a lot of weight difference extra. I did on my first one, and obviously when I'm getting lower and lower and more confident, you end up, woo, how low can I get? And you, oh no, and you dop it and donk donk, and you're docking your rudder. It's not going to be healthy, and you will end up doing teeth. I mean, even on the metal ones, you end up killing them in the end, but they do last longer, I will admit. But my second one, the Beaver, did not do one servo. This one, these are all nylon, not done a servo. What's that? Some blue stuff on me. What the heck is that? Ooh, where's that coming from? Yeah, what's that? Anyway, that's probably off the. Oh yeah, it's that paint, isn't it? Off the fucker. You fucker. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, just get the Metal Gear ones. It doesn't make much difference. The weight ain't that. It's negligible. And yeah, leave your landing gear off on your first one. I would. Yeah, I've got the lemon receiver. You can get stabilised little micro receivers. That's not micro, as you can see. You don't have to be that crazy on it. It's just a bird's nest. Look, just get it together. As long as it's out of the way of your servo, it don't matter how you do it. With this feature as well, I like this feature. You get an elastic band. A lot of people might not have seen this kind of style. It's the original style. Look, it's a solid prop and mount, and then if you go in hard enough, you snap your prop, which is like most planes. But with this design, if you go in hard, see that? Look, it bends. Because it's on the bands. The bands obviously perish in the end, but they're easy to get on there, and you can use that you know, that keep fit tube stuff, that elastic band stuff, that works a treat, and it's peanuts. And yeah, it's better than them O-rings. It lasts a lot longer. I've still got some in there somewhere. Can't remember what it's called. I'll probably put the name down in the comments. But yeah, there you go. So these are designed to be as light as possible and to land and not break, pretty much. So unless you're going full throttle and wabang, which by then, if you're flying like that, then you're trying to do more extreme 3D tricks and you expect to go in. But if you're doing tricks and your free mistakes high like you should be, then you ain't going to be crashing. It's only when you're down low, trying to get low like the pros do and come in low and do all the low fancy stuff, that obviously there's more risk involved and there's going to be more crashes. But with these, they're so light, you do hardly ever break them. All you really go through is props, and even then, you know, when you go onto the bigger ones, it's a lot more heavier. Obviously, look at the thickness of the foam. It's the same type of foam, same build, but look, it's double the thickness, easy. You can see that. Yeah, look at the size of the motor. Obviously it's 4-cell, bigger ESC, bigger everything, so more weight, more speed. And then when you do crash, obviously if you're crashing at more speed with more weight, bosh, there's a lot more damage. So this is kind of more when you've flown that to death and you can fly, you know, you just flying it with your eyes shut, not literally, but you could. Then you want to move up a bit, and say you're thinking of getting one of the flex planes or something else like that, you know, one of the E-Flight 300 or whatever. This type of size will get you used to flying a big plane that size, but you can still be a bit more crazy with this one because it lets you, and you've got the confidence to know that you're not going to destroy a 300-pound, 400-pound plane with one crazy crash. Yeah, you'd be very unlucky if you did. You wouldn't destroy this with one, but you would one of them other ones, just because of what the foam is, you know. This glue, go again, as you can see, it's already been re-glued. It comes unstuck eventually. More glue, just fill the gaps and go again. See, this is all Metal Gear, obviously. It's all a lot bigger, a lot more expensive to put together, but it gets you used to flying that plane that size and that low, doing the 3D tricks that you was doing with this, but with a lot more weight, a lot more speed, a lot more power. So yeah, get on with flying in the wind, shall we? I'm going to do this one on 2 and 3 sail first. Just to have a little warm up. And yeah, that's it. Right, what I didn't mention a minute ago was it's about 16, 17, 18 mile an hour winds today, and this is going to be a 2 sail, and then I'll do a 3 sail flight after. But with them little 1 sail things, that as I say, like, people are kind of be a bit of a windy flight, but people think, oh no, it's windy, I can't fly. You can't fly every plane in every type of wind, but you can fly some planes in any type of wind. You know, I've flown in like 80, 100 mile an hour hurricane winds. I'm not saying that's advisable, but it was good fun, and I did put the video. I'll put a link to the vid in if you want to watch it. Mr. Fuck Wolf's in there. Fucking demon. Sorry, potty mouth. It's a fudging demon. And yeah, it's great. Great fun. Probably dangerous and a bit stupid, but we had to do it because we wanted to try, see if we could, and we did. So yeah, put that to bed, that you can fly some planes in any weather, even rain. We've got this covered up, which we've done before, which is a bit, but where was I? Yeah, those little 1 sails, you can fly them in the 16 mile an hour, but you're beginning to fly. I wouldn't, because you're going to end up losing it, and you'll be flat out into the wind, barely moving, and as soon as you lift it up or go back that way, it's just going to go wallop proper that way until you turn it back this way, and then you're going to be going flat out, not moving at all, stressing out the motors and that, and you're going to end up losing it. It's going to go back, end up in a tree, someone's garden, whatever, and you end up with a remote in your hand. You've lost it forever, which is bad times. Yeah, so moving on to this one, it's still light, and it's still, you know, this is 2 sail, and 16 mile an hour wind, 17 mile is a lot, and this thing's going to struggle, believe it or not. Power to weight ratio, it'll fly in it. It won't be as you won't have that oomph to go forward crazy like you would 3 sail. Let's try it, shall we? See what happens. First flight. Ooh. Into the wind, of course. It's not too bad. Maybe a downwind. And that's full throttle. Into the wind, look. Going forward, which is the main thing. Can't go forward, you're in trouble. But yeah, it's a lot of full throttle to go forward. No stabs, remember. Careful for that. See that? The old down gust slammed me. That happens a lot. You're coming in just doing a bit of windsurfing, and you just get, you're like, oh no! If you're not quick on the sticks, you're in. So yeah, wind flying. The best thing you can obviously do is windsurf. What little throttle you need to go forward, and then keep it there. Don't forget, planes stall out. Some planes stall out at more speed than others. Not so much these, because they're made to fly slow. Remember, 3 mistakes high if you're not sure. So you are limited in wind flying, obviously you are. I mean, you're not going to be doing any precision, especially without look, all over the place, especially without gyros and stuff. You're not going to be doing anything smooth and amazing like you see in the YouTube vids. And there's 0 wind flights. That's just not reality, unfortunately, especially if you live in the UK. If you're anything like me, you watch all the vids and you see them all and you're like, wow, that looks amazing. And they're flying in 0 wind. And that hardly ever happens. I mean, it does, don't get me wrong. You've got to be prepared to... The first hour, 2 hours of sun, when the sun comes up, is normally the least windy. For some reason after that it just picks up. I think it's the same around the world. And then the last hour before the sun goes down, you get that golden hour that you hear people talking about. And it is amazing. Not always, obviously. It's windy, it's windy. But if it's a little bit windy and then you get that and then it just drops and you're like, oh, where's the wind gone? It's off. Windy knife edge. Can we do a hovering knife edge? Looked into the sun. Current bun. Not good. Sketchy. Alright, that's enough of that. It's a 2-cell rip. Yeah, you know. Loaded. Yeah, look, that's half throttle. Boss in the wind. So with your free cell, there you go. Plenty of power. Plenty of power to boss the wind and still do what you want. You ain't got to be full throttle like you have on the 2-cell. I'm only able to do this because I'm blocked by the building there. I'd be all over the shop. Well, it wouldn't. I'd be going backwards like a kite. Whoa, like that. Did you see that, crew? You gotta be ready for it. Wind is fun. It's also a challenge. Again, as I said, with this, you have got the confidence to do bits more, you know. As you know, if you do come in, you're going to survive it. Or a bit of glue and bosh, off you go. Also, what I didn't say, there's loads of these area. Now, there's a lot more people on the market making these. I'm not gonna brand bash anybody. I'd say these are now were top price, but there is, I know, I suppose, yeah, because that's already built. I mean, so these are still on the pricey side, you know, but whatever your budget, you can buy one of these planes. This style of flat profile foam, you know, call it. And yeah, our friends at Ali have got plenty. You want to look on there, you can get the full plane for 40 or 50, I've seen. That's with the electrics as well. Crazy. I mean, this works out 100 plus. Maybe a bit more with your receiver and your battery, obviously. So yeah, with all that taken into consideration, it's about 100 and, what's that? Say with your receiver and your battery, you're talking about 120 UK, probably about 150 bucks. Yeah, so some, well, it's not on the mega pricey side, but it's not peanuts. And you could probably get one from AliExpress with electrics, battery and receiver. Once you've factored all that in, I'd say about £65, probably 85, 90 bucks. Bit of difference, as I say. Everyone's got a price, you know, they think, oh, that's worth it, or yeah. I'm not gonna lie, when I got my first one and I saw it was just a box of foam, flat foam, and a few little pop out wooden parts and a bit of carbon fibre, you think, really? But once I built it and flown it and realised how good it was and how well it flies and everything, I was hooked. I got the MXSC as my first one. I asked which one was the easiest one to build out of the, because I've never built a plane before in my life. I'd only just started flying about a year and a half, and I knew I wanted to try this type of plane out. Just didn't want to build it, but I went for it, and with a lot of help online and the old PDF manuals and the on YouTube build videos, I did it. It flew amazing, and I loved it, and it taught me more in the first month of flying it than the previous year and a half of me flying other planes, because just the fact that I was scared to destroy my beautiful plane. Whereas these just give you the confidence to try stuff that you wouldn't try with your other big, expensive, heavy foamies. So it holds you back. You know, you wouldn't be trying to fly this low and slow, you know, with your, oh my god, in this type of wind, you know, you're crapping yourself. But this thing, you're like, oh no, it's so light, very hard to damage them, as I said, unless you're going full throttle into the ground, which by then, that type of trick, it's more risky. You know that, so you try them 3 mistakes high before you try them low to the ground, and then yeah, that's how you get better. So yeah, that's enough of me waffling. I'm going to bring her in. It's the freestyle rip, done. Got out battery anyway. Whoa, come here. Happy days. It's freestyle on the crack pits, done. Oh, let's go 4 cell, shall we? On the yakety yak. Everybody, let's try a little bit of yakety yak action. 4 cell. Bit windy. this in a while. Been flying the light. Yeah. You need to remember you haven't got the same lightness to do. Crazy. You need keep yourself some power to get out of trouble. Got more weight. How low we can get it in the wind. Ooh. Yeah, I was saying about earlier without the landing gear. Obviously, if you haven't got your landing gear, you can't do your tuck and goes. But a lot of the landing gear are too small and not for that anyway, really. All right indoors, but outside of a bit of rough grass, it doesn't take a lot for them to grip and get flipped over. Just on cue. I like it. I like it. Thanks for demonstrating for me, Mr. Yak. A lot of planes when you take off, you just hold that elevator and wait till she lifts. With this, hold the elevator. There's so much elevator, she ain't gonna lift. Yeah, don't hold it full elevator. You don't need full elevator. Full elevator is too much. Especially on these, the size of it. Woohoo! Hello. Yeah, when you're trying to hover, a nice height to kind of learn at is about that height. Any higher, if you're up here, it's hard to tell what the plane's doing, and you're not you know, you can't see if you're doing it right or not. So yeah, obviously I wouldn't be learning with it. You can learn with this size plane, of course you can. 3 mistakes high. But yeah, I would just about this height. Ooh, especially not in this wind is crazy. But yeah, don't be learning it nice and low until you've got it down. Yeah, and when you get used to at about that height, then just come lower and lower to what you're comfortable with. Keep getting lower and lower. Before you know it, you'll be dipping your rudder in puddles and all sorts. It's good fun. A little challenge, you know? Them dogs, people's, you know, don't want to be doing that above their heads. wind just picks up all the time when you want to do a little thing, doesn't it? Yeah. Thinks it's funny. That's what we call the RC gods. Whoa, hey. They're always there to keep you on your toes. Just when you think you got it, they go bosh, you ain't got it. Right, let's bring her in. Whoa. Not bad, not bad, not bad. What an amazing plane. See how much more you can still throw it about though, and yeah, with the 4-cell power, you're yeah, obviously a lot more weight, a lot more authority in the wind. Just don't crash. That's the advice ever. Everybody, I'm nervous now. Right, it's 4-cell Wolf time that I haven't flown for ages, and even a longer time I haven't hand launched it myself. It's upgraded. It's originally 3-cell. A little bit of background, those of you that know, you know, I can skip you this bit, but this is for the new people that don't know. What's going on? Anyway, yeah, I'll skip talking. Might not be able to fly it. Looks like my aileron's gone a bit ski whiff for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, it started off live. There was before E-Flight came along and kind of phased Parkzone out. Parkzone were like your budget warbird, and this is what you got there, as is, look, with the holes for the retracts, but without retracts. So that's like an optional extra. So if you didn't want them, or you just haven't got anywhere to fly with retracts, like we don't really have and didn't have. I know this looks lush, and it is good, but it's public, you know. You know what that brings. So yeah, you can add the retracts if you want, or just leave them naked. But now they've just disappeared. I paid about £100 for this, probably $125. You know what I'm saying? Peanuts. Now, you get the E-Flight one with retracts and flaps and all that. You can even add flaps to that as well. Yeah, it goes into crazy money. You're looking at 250, 300 quid, you know, $350. Stupid prices. Yeah, so it just went a bit nuts, and they phased these out for some reason. So you see, you think Parkzone planes, and you think, oh, what are they? Basically, they're just an early decent plane, value for money planes. Grab hold of it if it's used on eBay and that. Don't think, yeah, it's a nothing name. It's a good name, Parkzone. So yeah, what's going on with my scaler on? Doesn't normally do that. What's going on here? Looks like I'm going to have to shimmy up the one side, doesn't it? So I'll be back in a minute. I'll try and fix this. Plane down, plane down. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fly it today, unfortunately. I think these have gone uncentered and yeah, look. The old fibre tape has perished and loose, y'all. Dangerous. So yeah, unfortunately won't be flying it today, but good old Parkzone, bigging it up, and then it's just let me down. Never mind. excited for next time. Whoa! I'm gonna add some more smoke to it. I've got some more smoke for it. Yeah. Remember that last one? That smoke was sick. I've got black smoke for it this time. Look like it's on fire and it's going down. Happy days. Nearly finished. I need to say thank you, one and all, first of all, for smashing me through that 1,000 barrier. It means nothing, it's just a number, but amazing. Thank you so much. And yeah, some fun facts for you. Well, a couple of fun facts. I've mentioned it before. I think it's about 85% of my viewers are non-subscribed. And yeah, it'd be nice if we can get a few more of those subscribed. The other thing, that crazy hang glider video, that thing from the 90s, that retro beast that everyone has good memories of, it seems, and loved it. And the amount of views I've got is ridiculous. Using numbers and all that sort of stuff, I never really even look, but it shows you. So when I knew what my highest vid was, it was a crash video. You know, everyone loves a good crash video. It was a crash video from way back in the day, like 8 years ago, and it had clocked up 16,500 views. Nothing amazing, but not bad. And that hang glider vid just blew it all out of the water, smashed it. With it's like 28,000 views now. 28,000 views. It's only been up 3 weeks. That's absolutely nuts, and I don't know why. I think, well, I do actually. It's very cool. For starters, it's a very cool bit of kit, and a lot of people had it and they reminisced about it, or they saw it in the shops when they were kids and wanted one, and the catalogues people mentioning. I mean, RC catalogues. Wow, and RC shops. What a beautiful thing of the past, unfortunately. Wow, imagine just glancing through the catalogue. I'll buy that. Amazing. But yeah, thank you so much, and let's keep it rolling, please. Let's keep it rolling. Little subscribe, little like, it's amazing, goes a long way. Little comment, it's always good. Always reply. Always advice here if you need it. It's not always the best advice, but I give advice, or my opinion. And yeah, some of you agree, some of you won't, but that's life, isn't it? What makes it amazing. So yeah, from a sunny UK down on the Essex coast, hope you all have a great day, and speak to you soon. Adios, amigos.